TVC News, first with breaking news.
Welcome to Progress Diary, the top information hub for the All Progressives Congress. I am Abida Lawal. Let me tell you that the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has cautioned the newly elected governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebholo, not to waste his time fighting Governor Godwin Obaseki when he assumes office. He gave this advice when the newly elected governor paid him a thank you visit. He told Okpebholo to focus on governance, his manifesto to build bridges and to establish a good relationships with the stakeholders. In response, Edo State Governor-elect Monday Okpebholo acknowledged the support from the party that helped him secure majority vote. The All Progressives Congress on Monday inaugurated a 305-member National Campaign Council for the Ondo State governorship election, where the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, urged members to work together to ensure the APC's candidate wins the election. The council, led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, is asking for the cooperation of members of the party and promises that the party is committed to achieving continuity in the governance of Ondo State. The council, led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, is asking for the cooperation of members of the party and promises that the party is committed to achieving continuity in the governance of Ondo State. Chairman of the campaign committee, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said Lucky Ayedatiwa, candidate of the party and governor of Ondo State, has made the job of the committee easy. Hello and welcome to the interview segment of Progress Diary. Today I'll be speaking with a former federal lawmaker, Honorable Francis Agbo. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, my sister.
Let's begin with your recent move from the PDP to the APC. Some persons were shocked or they see it as a move that is unexpected. What then prompted your decision?
Well, thank you very much. My supporters had been on me to decamp, to leave PDP in 2023. But I told them that we should utilize the legal process to see how I can retrieve my mandate that was stolen by some scallywags and political carpetbaggers. But I told them that I was going to follow through the process within the PDP. And we followed it up to the Supreme Court. And of course, the Nigerian factor happened to me in the Supreme Court. And I was removed from the ballot. Having been removed, I stayed in the party until this year. Because I'm a very stable person until this year. And then we had an extensive meeting with my supporters, all the sector commanders, critical stakeholders, those who supported me, my political associates, and we came to the inevitable decision that the right time to leave the PDP is now. Secondly, you may know that the PDP is factionalized in Benue State. The PDP has two parallel ESCO as we speak. And so I think that leaving the PDP now is the right time. The person who destroyed the party, the person who made the PDP to lose election in Benue South is in the PDP. So I decided to leave the party for him so that we'll see how far he could go. Party is about people. It's supposed to be an amalgam of people with similar interests, which includes, getting power to maximize it for the overall good of the people. So that was why I left the PDP, and now I'm in the APC. I'm very happy to be in the APC.
Now that you're in the APC, would you say the party, it's well over a year, a little bit over a year of this present administration, would you say they have been able to fulfill at least a 1/3 of their campaign promises?
First and foremost, His Excellency, the President of Nigeria, is a very, very skillful politician and a skillful statesman. Talking of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, canvassed for support across Nigeria and marshaled his points as per what he intended to do if he was made a president. One of the things he talked about was the outright removal of petroleum subsidy. Interestingly, Asiwaju, who was the candidate of the APC at the time, was saying what the other major presidential candidates were also saying as far as removal of subsidy is concerned. He also talked about how he intended to run the economy. And he told us, he advised us, he warned us from the beginning that the journey may be rough. For every critical decision you take, the first stage of implementation is always rough. And that's where we are now. The president promised to remove subsidy. He has done that to a very large extent. That has made more money available to the subnationals, that is the state governments. And you can see that many of the states are utilizing the money. So as far as I'm concerned, for now, while I could say it is still early to really arrive at a concrete decision, I wish to say that the chick that will grow into a big cock is known from the day the mother, or that is the hen, hatches it. Mr. President is walking his talk. One of the things he promised to do was to restore power to the local governments. Mr. President, he spoke to the press and said if voted in as president, he will strengthen the local government administration across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. That he has done. Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu remains the only Nigerian leader so far in this century, or even in the last century, who has gone to court and got judgment from the Supreme Court, forcing all the state governments, to take hands off the resources that are supposed to accrue to the local governments. This must be lauded. Mr. President has done well. That is one promise fulfilled. And I tell you, if this is implemented by the whole states, you will see a restoration of economic activity at the grassroots. This will also increase the political economy of the villagers, of the rural communities. Don't forget, everybody in Nigeria comes from a local government. And that is what, for me, the local government is the mitochondrion of every nation. The inability of the local government to function in the last 30 years or so is a critical reason why this country is not experiencing the needed or the expected development. Because the bulk of our population resides in the rural communities. A sociologist, call him Akakwe, he said very clearly that 80% of Nigeria's population is in the rural areas. So by that singular initiative of the president, for mustering the political will to challenge this matter in court, we must all give him his needed flowers. He has done well. So that is one campaign promise achieved. Secondly, he talked about massive construction, that he was going to turn Nigeria into a huge construction site. And that is what is happening across the federation. One of the best governors ever in the history of Nigeria is Chief Dave Umahi, Engineer Dave Umahi. The president appointed him to oversee the construction sector. That's why you can see a lot of works taking place. I'm from Benue. You go to Benue, you see a lot of federal roads under construction. From Makurdi to Enugu, you experience it. So the president, to a large extent, has kept to his campaign promise. He's walking his talk. He's walking his talk. But you know, Nigeria is a work in progress. The truth of the matter is that the economy is still a major problem, and the president acknowledges it. And that's why he's working around the clock, you know, to ensure that we breathe better or breathe well. But my advice is that the handlers of the president, you know, have done very well. So Chief Bayo Onanuga Maoga, who has done very well in engaging Nigerians on behalf of Mr. President, and of course the Minister of Information too, doing very well. And lately my editor, Mr. Sunday Dari, has been appointed, you know, to add more zest to what they are doing. All I need to say is that they are doing very well. They shouldn't be tired, because no communication is too much, especially in a country like Nigeria that has multiple, over 200 ethnic groups. You need constant communication. They have to, recalibrate the periodization of the expectations as a result of this subsidy removal. First and foremost, they should tell Nigerians the quick wins. They should tell Nigerians the mid win, and then they should tell Nigeria the consolidated win. But they shouldn't forget to tell Nigerians, between so and so period, these are the hardships you face. Between so and so period, these are the release you will get. Like that. Because you cannot make omelette without breaking the egg. And the president, Tinubu, very experienced man, President Tinubu, very experienced man, very experienced, was governor, was one of the founders of the APC and what have you. So I think Nigerians should give him more time. It means well, because if it were to be Atiku or Obi, both of them promised to also remove subsidy. Do you understand? And so Nigerians should be a bit patient with him. And I'm very happy that the president listens. The president is a listening president. A core politician, civil rights activist, a Nadeko chieftain in those days, who fought against oppression. So that is why the president is very available to take correction. Don't forget, he talked about, one of his campaign promises was taxation. And so he tried to bring the tax reforms bill. He brought it, but Nigerians cried blue murder. The governors, the civil society organizations, NLC, and almost most Nigerians complain about the tax reforms. And as a listening president, he has withdrawn tax reform bills. I mean, that is great. That tells you that Nigeria is truly in a civil rule. So I'm very happy. To answer your question straight, the president, to a very large extent, is walking his talk, and he has started, achieving, most of the campaign promises he made to Nigerians, which I just gave you some of them. And I also, one thing the president has done that I like so much was the way he retained His Excellency General Buba Marwa as the chairman CEO of NDLA. Great Nigerian who has done so much. He has turned around the agency. And don't forget, one of the agencies right now that gives Nigeria positive image is the NDLA, because of the kind of work they have been doing. And that's why day after day you see foreign donors, UNICEF, a lot of international organizations, even countries like Germany, European Union, they have been donating a lot of things to NDLA, sniffer dogs, so many things that they use. And of course, even in Nigeria, people have been doing that because they saw the credibility of Marwa. And so I want to thank Mr. President for retaining Marwa in that position. And then Minister Nyesom Wike. You know, I'm a farmer. I've been farming in Abuja since 2012. And the locals, the aborigines, they keep telling me when I go to my area council for where I farm, they say, oh, Wike is the best minister of FCT that they have ever seen. He's the best minister of FCT. That he doesn't trample on their rights. He gives them their due. He doesn't take land by force. If he's taking land from indigenes, he makes sure that compensations are paid before taking over. And they are always praising Mr. President and all of that. So there's need for this to be made out so that the public will know that the people of FCT, the aborigines, the natives, are very happy with Mr. President for appointing Chief Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, for appointing him the FCT minister because of the kind of work he has done. He has been able to create an organic link between the government, the FCT government, and the indigene. And that's why you see everywhere is quiet, no protest.
Now we'll go to your state, Benue State. Again, the APC also has crisis in that state, just like you mentioned the People's Democratic Party as well. How significant is this, or what does this portend, especially in the next 3 years or so? You'll be asking people for their votes again in the state. What do you think the party needs to do to put together to seek the electorate's vote?
Actually, I'm not aware of any manifest crisis in APC in Benue State. You know, politics is an enduring struggle. It's a contestation of ideas. My ideas are better, yours, you claim that yours are better. So those are some of the things that I see in the Benue State chapter. And don't forget, unlike the PDP that doesn't have a governor and the president, the APC has governor and the president. So whatever crisis they have can be easily resolved by Mr. President. Do you understand? And he is the father of Nigeria. All the critical stakeholders will listen to him. They will listen to him. He has a way of, appeasing everybody. He has a way of appealing every interest group within the APC. And I think that there won't be a problem with that. Coupled with the fact that the APC has an archetypal national chairman. His Excellency Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje. And the National Working Committee of the APC. They have been giving a lot of support to Mr. President and all the states all the states in Nigeria. That's why you see a lot of APC activities, from bottom to top and top to bottom. The chairman of the national chairman of the APC has done very well, keeping the party together. And I guess recently I was so impressed when I saw about the establishment and the inauguration of the Progressive Institute, which was made possible by the current national chairman and his national working committee. And for the purpose of this interview, the Progressive Institute is meant, to add some intellectual, angle to what the party does. Don't forget, even democracy, what you call democracy, presidential system, parliamentary system, they are all products of the intellect. So it is very good for political parties to have such institutes where they could go and, bake their policies and agenda. Because anything politics, you must think about it. All the prospects in it, human beings have done it. Human beings have come together. Especially, look at what happened in Greece, where we believe that democracy started from Greece. And so, the party and Mr. President have done very well. All the states where there are crises, they have the national chairman, very experienced man, and the president who is also very, very experienced, who can solve their problem. And don't forget, with Alhaji Ganduje as national chairman, they will be able to retain Imo State. They will be able to retain, where again? I think Edo State, Kogi. Under the leadership of Abdullahi Ganduje, all these states have been, retained. And Ondo State is the next phase, and I'm very confident that the mathematical national chairman Ganduje and his national working committee, and with the strong political will of Mr. President, that Ondo State will continue to be under the APC. So I think that I wish the PDP well, but I know very clearly that as it is, the party does not have what it takes to produce the next president.
Now let's go personal to your decision for defection. What exactly is wrong with the PDP? And could it be that you joined the APC to pursue your own personal ambition?
Well, the truth of the matter is that the PDP gave me a ticket. So I have a lot of respect for the platform. So, and I'm very grateful. I also served the party very well, did a lot of things for the party. And my federal constituency, for example, has been under the strong control of the PDP until someone in the PDP in my senatorial zone connived with government house Makodi to thwart internal democracy in the party, in the PDP, and the PDP paid dearly for it. You know, that's a lesson to all political parties. And that's why I like what His Excellency Alhaji Ganduje and his National Working Committee are doing, because they have been able to mainstream internal democracy in the APC. It was because of the absence of internal democracy that all the problems I told you about happened in PDP in Benue State. And so I left the party jettisoning internal democracy. The party allowed one man to take over the party as if it is his personal estate, forgetting that that man doesn't have the popularity and the structure to deliver the PDP. So PDP lost woefully in my federal constituency, for example. PDP also lost in the entire Benue South. What I expect in the APC is what I already saw before I decamped to APC. Like I said, I saw how the national chairman intervened in the personality clash in Edo State, you know, leading to the primary elections of the APC governorship, exercise in Edo. The matter was resolved peacefully. Zoning was upheld. Zoning was upheld. When the national chairman saw that zoning was not being upheld, the person that won the first primary is from Edo South, where the outgoing governor hails from. They discovered that and they properly corrected themselves, and they took it to Edo Central. That is a Ishan speaking area. That's what we expect a party to do. That was what was not done, for example, in the case of my election. The position that was meant to be in my local government, one man who claims to be a King Kong took it to a place where my predecessor just came from. And the people say, oh, no, we can't do that. I know in APC, such shenanigans will not be allowed to thrive. So I mean, APC for good, to learn, to work with people. And I want to call on all my supporters, all my associates, to cooperate with public office holders. It's not yet time for election. This is time for those voted into power to roll up their sleeves and deliver concrete developmental deliverables to the people. And so my expectation right now is to help the governor of Benue State, His Excellency Reverend Father Hyacinth Elia, to deliver the goodies, to deliver dividends of democracy to the people of Benue State. I'm also in APC to support Mr. President, who was my employer in those days in Lagos, support Mr. President, who was my employer in Lagos, to deliver. I intend to, draw his attention to issues I feel passionate about. That is just why I'm in APC, and I feel by so doing, I will contribute to the national development. Since APC is a national party, I will be able to contribute my quota. The point I want to make is that I am in APC to help drive development. I will support Mr. Governor, who is a great leader, who is our leader, to engender development in our rural communities. And all the appointees of the president will also be able to give them correct advice at the appropriate time. Whatever crisis that exists amongst the big men, or maybe amongst the critical stakeholders of the APC in Benue, I'm very confident that before election, Mr. President will resolve this crisis, if there is any. Because I, for one, am not a centrifugal politician. I'm a centripetal politician. I like people to work together. When you work together, things happen. When you work together, you'll be able to I don't know how to put it. When you work together, you'll be able to blow your own trumpet. But if you don't work together, you cannot blow the trumpet. Because right now, as I speak with you, I feel that we're in a golden era in Benue State. Do you understand? We have a governor who knows what he's doing, who is passionate about the people. Since he came, he has been clearing salaries, awarding contracts of roads and what have you. So, and at the center, we have an SGF, and we have minister and so many other appointees. So, Benue has never had it this good. Benue has never had it this good. So I am not in APC to go and cause division. No. No, because I'm a people's politician. I want my people to be developed. I want the landscape to be developed. So I cannot come and encourage division.
And that's all on the program this week. Do not forget to follow us for updates on the activities of the All Progressives Congress led by the national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. Thank you for watching. I am Habida Lawal. See you next week.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment